when you think of having private participation in the provision of these infrastructure-related services, there is a natural tension. The tension is between the private player who is looking for a return on investment and maximising that return on investment, and the city or other government that is making sure that it actually provides the services and does so at a lower cost, total cost to the citizens. But it's challenging, and one of the biggest challenges is making sure that on the one hand, the city is very clear in terms of service requirements. The need to make sure that that some redundancy is in the system such that you can ensure proper service delivery is critical. There are some examples of where this has been done reasonably well. I think some of the privatisation of airport infrastructure, and I think of some of the recent privatisation shifts in airports in Brazil, has brought in very competent players with a very clear service and growth, where it was clear that at some point the government operators were not able to drive the technology and the efficiency required to keep pace with international airport operation and infrastructure. And this is a work in progress in Brazil, but all the indicators are clear that this model tends to work. You look at a lot of the airport companies around the world taking this infrastructure and operating it most efficiently. Why? Well, because they understand that there are other revenue streams that can support the provision of some of the services, and taking quite a robust view of what is the revenue potential. There are also examples of where the cities themselves have been able to be relatively effective, but it's different. Let me give you two examples of metro systems that take a very different view on infrastructure development. One is public, one is private. Santiago Metro in Chile is in the process of putting in some line expansion. The line expansion is about 40 kilometres of new line. It's all underground with large station developments. Their whole political pressure is to deliver that project on time. Budget as well, but it's most about on time. The President has said this will be delivered on time, and so some of the decisions that are being made are not optimizing for the long term of the project. And so the example is you would put in the line and a basic station, but not understanding of the real estate potential and commercial potential that exists in this development of this infrastructure. If you look at another example of Hong Kong MTR, again a large expansion project, but took the perspective of how do I maximize my return, actually developed its stations with large real estate and commercial development. This offset the capital cost, increased the operating revenues through leases and rentals, also gave the opportunity to monetize, reduce the capital costs, and therefore increase the return over the life of the project. These two examples show a little bit of the difference between a private player and a public player, leading to quite different fundamentals on the economics of a project, and reducing, in the case of Santiago, the added benefits in terms of development that lead to increasing growth in the city.